Money can't buy love, but when love crashes and burns, it sure buys a $500 million yacht, a castle anywhere in the world, and a diamond collection so big it needs its own vault. Here are some of the world's richest, boldest, and most unapologetically lavish divorces that broke the internet. Yet somehow these people walked away from the wreckage with style and luxury most of us can't even spell. Number 1. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott. Once upon a time, Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott were a power couple building Amazon from a garage startup into a global empire that it is today. But after 25 years of marriage and 4 kids, their fairy tale ended with a $38.3 billion settlement and no prenup in sight. Mackenzie walked away with 4% of Amazon stock, instantly becoming the 4th richest woman in the world. But what makes this story iconic is what happened next. Jeff went into a full billionaire midlife crisis. He bulked up, got a stylist, and started dating former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez. And then came the real flex. He got a $500 million mega yacht named Kourou, complete with its own support yacht and helicopter pad. For this, they even had to dismantle an entire historic bridge in the Netherlands just to get it through. That's not much for a billionaire anyway, but it didn't end there. Jeff also got a $165 million Beverly Hills mansion snapped up from David Geffen, featuring a 13,600 square foot main house, 2 guest houses, a tennis court, and a 9-hole golf course. Clearly, heartbreak hits differently when you're the richest man on earth. Meanwhile, Mackenzie Scott took the high road and made it look so effortless. She signed the Giving Pledge, promising to donate the majority of her wealth during her lifetime. So far, she's already given away over $14 billion to over 1,000 nonprofits, quietly becoming the anti-Bezos in both lifestyle and PR. But philanthropy doesn't mean frumpy. Mackenzie lives a low-key luxury lifestyle. She has private homes tucked away from paparazzi, a sleek $37 million Beverly Hills property, and the kind of influence that makes boardrooms lean in. Number 2. Bernie Ecclestone and Slavica Radich. If you thought Formula One was all about speed and ego, wait till you hear about the divorce that made global headlines and somehow made the wife even richer than the billionaire tycoon himself. Bernie Ecclestone turned Formula One into a global money machine, while Slavica Radich, a stunning Armani model nearly 2 decades younger and nearly a foot taller, was by his side for years. Their marriage had everyone talking, but the real shock came when they split. Rumor had it that Bernie's unreasonable lifestyle finally took its toll. In 2009, after 24 years of marriage, Slavica walked away with a $1.2 billion settlement. This just has to be one of the largest divorce payouts in history, executed almost entirely behind the scenes. And the plot twist is, most of Bernie's assets were already in offshore trusts under Slavica's name for tax reasons. So technically, she was paying him back with his own fortune. However, after the divorce, Slavica disappeared from the tabloids, but not from luxury. She began quietly scooping up a real estate portfolio that includes a $68 million mega home in London, a lavish estate in Switzerland, and several high-end properties in Los Angeles and the French Riviera. She reportedly travels by private jet, drives custom Bentleys, and vacations on super yachts, though unlike some ex-wives, Slavica doesn't flaunt it on social media. You can definitely call her version of luxury elegant silence. Bernie, on the other hand, didn't stay solo for long. In true billionaire fashion, he married Fabiana Flossi, a Brazilian marketing exec 46 years younger than him. As a wedding gift, he allegedly gave her a $5 million private jet. Yep, that's what billionaires are known for, private jet instead of a bouquet. Ecclestone himself still flies private, owns multiple mansions, and divides his time between Switzerland and Brazil. And at age 89, he became a father. Again. This divorce proved that sometimes walking away quietly is the ultimate power move, because Slavica left with his empire under her heels. Number 3. Elon Musk and Talulah Riley. When your love life sounds like a Christopher Nolan script, you know it's going to be a wild ride. And that is exactly what happened with tech messiah Elon Musk and Talulah Riley, the British actress who married him twice. Elon and Talulah had their first wedding in 2010, and by 2012, Elon Musk filed for divorce, only to remarry Talulah again in 2013. Then in 2014, he filed again, withdrew the filing, and finally in 2016, Talulah filed herself. Exhausted? So were we. By the time the final papers were signed, she had reportedly received $16 million in settlement cash, enough to live a solid luxury lifestyle. Elon post-divorce made him go full Bond villain mode. He started buying up entire neighborhoods in Bel Air, eventually owning 5 mansions side by side. He splurged on a $70 million Gulfstream G650ER private jet and casually launched a car into space. While, after selling most of his real estate to focus on Mars, he privately moved into a tiny, foldable $50,000 prefab home near SpaceX, like some minimalist guy. But don't worry, he still jets around the globe like a king. As for Talulah, she pivoted hard into her own spotlight. She went back into acting, started writing novels with movie deals attached, and began showing up at fashion events in Valentino and Dior, looking unbothered and wealthy, of course. She also reportedly invested in property in the UK countryside, living in a classic British manor-style estate, complete with stables and gardens. Elon and Talulah's divorce wasn't your typical Hollywood divorce. Marry, divorce, repeat, until everyone's rich, famous, and somehow still friends on Twitter. Number 4. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. There are divorces, and there's the fiery implosion of Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. At first, these two were the picture-perfect couple, the world's top golfer and the stunning Swedish model. But in 2009, everything crashed faster than anything, and what was next in line was a serious media meltdown. Dozens of affairs, salacious text leaks, and a tabloid frenzy that Tiger's PR team couldn't tame. Elin, cool as ever, said almost nothing, just lawyered up, packed up, and cashed out. And what a payout it was, $100 million. Of course, not bad for someone who had been blindsided by a global scandal. Elin didn't run off to a paparazzi-fueled shopping spree. She made her statement through real estate. First move was buying a $12 million Florida mansion and then bulldozing it. Literally, she tore it down and built her own 21st century dream home in its place, complete with a yoga studio, a swimming pool with spa and waterfall, a rooftop sun deck, and her own home spa and gym complex. She also reportedly splurged on a yacht, sleek designer wardrobes, and took luxury vacations with her kids on private jets, yet never looked flashy. Elin even went back to school to get a degree in psychology, attending Rollins College, where she graduated with a 3.96 GPA. And Tiger? Well, he lost more than a marriage. Sponsorships dropped him, but he stayed in the headlines with more rehab, comeback wins, and more complicated relationships. His Florida estate, spread across 12 acres with its own private golf course, became both his fortress and his symbol of defiance. Golf might have betrayed him, but the green, still home turf. Number 5. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. When Johnny Depp and Amber Heard first appeared together, Hollywood royalty had its glamorous couple with red carpet chemistry and global attention that everyone just loved. But behind their designer sunglasses and flashbulbs was a relationship so toxic, it made headlines for years after the divorce was finalized. Johnny and Amber married in 2015 and divorced just 15 months later, with Amber filing for a restraining order alleging abuse. However, Johnny denied it and in return sued her for defamation. And the series of events that followed was not one, but 2 explosive trials, first in the UK, then in the US. The courtrooms became primetime entertainment, with fans picking sides like it was some blockbuster movie franchise. But let's look at their money and excess, because if there's one thing both stars knew how to do, it was spend like royalty, even though their reputations burned. Amber reportedly received $7 million in the divorce settlement, which she claimed she'd donate to charity. Later, questions were raised about whether that donation ever fully happened. But what really happened, though, Amber continued her rise in Hollywood, appearing in major films like Aquaman, showing off Chanel and Valentino fashion moments, traveling in first-class suites, and staying in 5-star villas across Europe. As for Johnny, his spending was legendary before Amber and only got more unhinged after. Insane amounts of dollars a month on wine flown in from all over the world, a chain of 5 penthouses in downtown LA, a private island in the Bahamas where he escaped the paparazzi drama, luxury yachts, 45 luxury cars, and a full-time staff of 40. Also, a $3 million cannon blast funeral for his friend Hunter S. Thompson's ashes. Even in the middle of lawsuits, Depp never dropped the private lifestyle. He'd show up to court in layered Dior fits, then retreat to his massive French estate, or go on tour with his rock band. Amber, post-trial, moved to Spain with her daughter and started over in quiet luxury, renting a $2 million villa outside Madrid and keeping a low profile. Number 6. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. At first, it was a match made in tabloid heaven. Kim Kardashian, reality TV royalty, and Kanye West, music genius and fashion provocateur, tied the knot in 2014 in a Florence Castle wedding that cost a reported $2.8 million. For a while, they ruled the world of fame, fashion, and business. But by 2021, the whole thing cracked. Kim and Kanye's divorce was finalized in 2022, and while no massive lump sum payout was reported, the real drama came in the splitting of their $2 billion plus combined empire. They had multiple properties, including a $60 million Hidden Hills mansion designed by Kanye himself, with minimalist, museum-like interiors, a Wyoming ranch, luxury condos, and stakes in each other's businesses. There was also Kim's KKW Beauty, Skims, and Kanye's Yeezy brand, tied to Adidas and worth hundreds of millions. In the settlement, Kim kept the Hidden Hills mansion, meaning she got the home Kanye had literally remodeled for her taste. She also retained her companies, and they agreed to joint custody of their 4 children. Kanye, known for his erratic public behavior during and after the split, agreed to pay $200,000 per month in child support. Post-divorce, Kim went into overdrive on the luxury front. She bought a second mansion right next door to the Hidden Hills home just so she could control the surroundings. She flew private jets like Ubers, wore Balenciaga couture to the Met Gala with her face covered, and ramped up her Skims empire to unicorn status. She bought her own custom Rolls-Royce Ghost, added a fleet of gray Lamborghinis, and is regularly spotted on $1 million vacations in the Maldives and Japan with her celeb crew. Kanye himself bounced around, literally. He bought a $57 million beachfront bunker in Malibu, reportedly lives between Wyoming and LA, and splurged on custom cars, obscure architecture projects, and sometimes questionable fashion choices. The Yeezy brand took financial hits, especially after Adidas severed ties, but Kanye's name and drama kept his luxury lifestyle fueled. Their settlement may have been clean on paper, but the fallout is still fueling headlines and luxury purchases, even today. Number 7. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. After that infamous on-set spark during Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt left Jennifer Aniston and started a new chapter with Angelina Jolie, forming the power duo named Brangelina. Together, they had 6 children, adopted and biological, amassed a combined fortune of around $400 million, and lived in romantic villas from LA to the French countryside. But this love story burned really fast. By 2016, Jolie filed for divorce citing irreconcilable differences, and it wasn't pretty. There were accusations of abuse, a very public FBI investigation that was eventually dropped, and a custody battle that still hasn't been fully resolved. And of course, at the center of it all, Chateau Miraval, their $160 million vineyard estate in France. Brad claims Angelina sold her share of the property behind his back to a Russian billionaire. Angelina says she tried to negotiate and got shut out. Now that's a full-on corporate wine war, with both stars spending millions of dollars on legal fees while bottles of their rosé fly off luxury shelves. But beyond the drama, let's look at their post-divorce splurges because these two didn't just downsize. Angelina, true to her iconic style, bought a $24.5 million mansion in Los Feliz, a legendary Hollywood estate once owned by Cecil B. DeMille. With its classic bones and private rolling lawns, it's just the perfect fortress for her and her kids. She kept up her private jet lifestyle, her designer black-on-black wardrobe, and continued to fund humanitarian missions with first-class accommodations all over the globe. And she was still seen dripping in Cartier diamonds and custom Atelier Versace for every appearance. Brad, meanwhile, took the breakup as an excuse to indulge in some next-level midlife luxury. He went full design addict, dropping $40 million on a cliff-top bachelor compound in Carmel, California, known for its extreme architectural value. He sold off the old family home in Los Feliz for $39 million, but held on to other properties, including an LA studio compound and parts of Miraval. He also went into full art collector mode, bought works by Banksy and Neo Rausch, took up sculpting, turning one of his properties into an artist retreat, was reportedly dating high fashion models half his age, traveling around Europe in private jets. So while the Miraval war plays out in court, both Jolie and Pitt have built individual empires of wealth and taste. Divorce may be messy, but when there's this much money involved, it turns into a high-end theater. So, which of these divorces shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more juicy stories from the rich. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.